Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is the 550th Brotherhood game that I've put onto YouTube. Straight away you will see that this is a barbarian invasion battle, and this is a very intense and exciting barbarian invasion battle, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, our first teammate is Brotherhood member Crypto, the host of this battle, and he has bought the Eastern Empire Rebels Roman army. Okay, and if you notice here, as we've seen these units before, these are the Plumbartari. Remember, these guys can throw at least 20 metal tipped darts each, and they've got a very long range as well. So these, make no mistake, these guys can be absolutely devastating and can devastate enemy troops before they get even into hand-to-hand fighting. That's how good these Roman missile troops are. And as I say, he's got 10 of them. So as you can imagine, that'd be a lot of firepower. He's got one Comitatensis Eagle unit as his general. It's a big 122 man unit, but they just throw pilers, 3 pilers, as normal Roman troops do. And then he's got his, I think he's got 4 Eastern archers. They're well armoured archers. They've only got medium range, but they're well armoured, so they're difficult to kill. Now here is a unit you don't see very often on Barbarian Invasion, a Roman horse archer unit. Here, as you can see, you don't see this unit used very much at all on Barbarian Invasion, so there's a close-up of it there. But of course, horse archers can be very effective in this game, as most units are susceptible to archer damage. Then you've got the Equitai Clibanarii, with their effective against armor maces. Remember, these cavalry are so good that you can leave them fighting infantry and they'll still do really good. As we know, usually you bring cavalry out of an infantry fight, but they're so effective you can leave them fighting infantry. So I think that's a pretty good Roman army there, and we will depend on that during the course of the battle. Our next teammate is myself, Spartan Commander, who's bought the Alemanni faction. This is a barbarian faction here. Just have a quick look at the units. You don't see this faction bought that often. As you can see here, I've got the Chosen Axemen, and these guys are effective against armour. And of course, against well armoured Roman troops, they can cut wide swathes through the Roman ranks. And also, as I say, you've got the Night Raiders there. Now, the Night Raiders are also effective against armour, but also they bring a big fear factor. Remember, in Barbarian Invasion, morale is very, very important. So to bring a unit that sucks morale away from enemy units is a good tactical move, because obviously the lower the morale of enemy troops, the more susceptible they are to routing. So Night Raiders, as I say, effective against armour and bring a big fear factor as well. Also, in my army, I've got 2 Berserker units. As you can see here, these are the Lombard Berserkers. And as you can see, there's 32 of them with those big, massive swords. They're 2-handed swords. Don't forget, these guys bring a big fear factor, taking morale away from enemy troops, and they've got absolutely devastating attack specifications there. So it's pretty good. I've got a mixture of archers, Lombard archer and Chosen archers there. The Chosen archers are well armoured, but only medium range. And I've only got 2 cavalry units here, or 3 cavalry units, I think. I've got the Burgundian Lancers. Now, their specifications aren't great, but they've got a massive 10 charge bonus. Remember, in this game, the biggest charge bonus that cavalry get are 10, and these guys have got that 10 charge bonus, and they're fast moving as well. So they're quite useful cavalry to have. And as you can see, the bulk of my army, though, is infantry based. I've only got 3 cavalry units and some archers. The rest are infantry. Okay, our next teammate is Brotherhood member Aurelius, who has unusually bought the Sarmatian faction. You don't see the Sarmatians bought that very often there. And you'll see the archers there are the Virgin foot archers. They're Sarmatian Virgin foot archers. Now, they've got a good long range, but as you can see, they're not armoured, so the defence isn't very good. I think with Gold Shield, Gold Attack, they've got just a 10 defence on them. So they can be killed quite quickly by long-range enemy archers. But as I say, they're long-range themselves. And he's gone for 2 of infantry types here. He's got the Steppe Horde Chosen Warriors. Now, these are the elite infantry. If you look at their swords, can you see they've got a curved end? So these swords are for slashing and hacking instead of stabbing. Okay. And also he's gone for the Bosporan infantry. Now, these are spear anti-cavalry infantry, okay, but also they're good against enemy infantry as well. So they're pretty good units to bring there. So he's got a good combination of infantry there, plus his archers, and the cavalry that he's got. You can see he's got 2 horse archers, Sarmatian armoured horse archers there. They can be very useful. and he's got his heavy cavalry, his Sarmatian noble cavalry. Now these guys have got a 7 charge bonus. Most cavalry units have only got a 6. He's got a 7. So there's our team. It's got the potential to be a really great battle, and I hope you enjoy it. Right. And here is the other team. We have Brotherhood member Man 2, who has bought the Roman Eastern Empire troops. And if you notice here, he's got the spear unit here as his first pilot shield unit in front of his battle formation there. Spear unit there to repel cavalry. And of course he's got his plumbarteri. Now he's got 6 plumbarteri. Remember, these guys are the ones that throw 20 metal tipped darts each and can be absolutely devastating. And I think he's got 3 comitatensis eagle units there for good morale. Plus he's got a religious unit as well. Remember, in Barbarian Invasion, morale is so important. To bring a religious unit is a really good tactical move, because that gives your troops that extra morale bonus that keeps them fighting longer. So with the 3 comitatensis eagle units and religious units, a lot of morale there. Now I notice here for his cavalry, instead of go for the equitai clibanarii, where they're effective against armor maces, he's gone for the equitai catastrophic. Okay, now these guys have got a big charge bonus, but of course they're not effective against armor. So it'll be interesting to see how well these cavalry do during the course of the battle. Plus a unit I don't think I've seen on the 31k battlefield before. And these guys here, are they dromedarii? Is that how you pronounce it, I think? I haven't seen that unit before, so it'll be interesting to see how well that does. So that's a pretty good Roman army there of Man 2s. Their second teammate is Brotherhood member Demon, who has bought the Western Empire rebels. He usually brings a lot of plumbarteri. So I believe he's got 12 plumbarteri, 1 comitatensis, 1 archer, and 6 cavalry. So he's got a heck of a lot of firepower there. Let's have a look at his cavalry there. You can see the Scoli Palatini there, and these are really good cavalry as well. So it's pretty good. That's a pretty good Roman army there. And their last teammate is Brotherhood member Barkyman, who's bought the Slavs faction. Now you don't see the Slavs used much in Barbarian Invasion, but they've got probably the best foot archers in the game here. They've got great long range, and with just gold shield, gold attack, they got a massive 14 defense on them. So as I say, they got long range, massive defense. They do a lot of damage there with their arrows. So I would say pound for pound, these are probably the best foot archers in Barbarian Invasion. So we need to watch out for them. See, he's gone for the Steppe Horde chosen infantry there. Okay, now these are the elite infantry. Remember, these guys have got curved swords, because these swords are used for hacking and slashing instead of stabbing. So that's pretty good. And his cavalry there, you've got 4 units of cavalry. A close look at those there. And they are the Steppe Horde cavalry there. So there's the enemy team. It's got the potential to be a great battle, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, at this very, very early stage of the battle here, you can see Crypto being very aggressive right from the start here, taking his archers forward. He may well take his foot archers a little bit too forward there. Are they looking a little bit isolated to you? Ripe for an enemy cavalry attack there, maybe? You can see he's taking his horse archer unit over there as well towards the enemy Slav faction. Okay, and now he's being chased away by enemy cavalry. But here you can see 2 lots of enemy cavalry there closing in on his archers. Like I say, his archers were a little bit exposed there to an attack. And if the enemy cavalry hit them, there's a good chance of routing them, and bang, as they smash in there, and they could well rout a couple of Crypto's archer units there with that big cavalry hit. As I say, it's okay to be aggressive. It's good to be aggressive, good to be attacking, but you must be careful not to get units slightly exposed there to a lightning cavalry attack there, which the enemy have just done, and routed 2 of his archer units. Make no mistake, those archer units will rally, but he would have suffered a lot of casualties there from that cavalry hit. So as I say, that was a nice lightning hit there by the enemy cavalry there to take out the archers. Okay, just to have a look on our right flank here, you can see that Aurelius has got his horse archers there over on the right flank, and he will be trying to be a nuisance with those horse archers there. Remember, when horse archers go into that Canterbury circle, it's incredibly difficult for foot archers to kill them, while the cavalry in the Canterbury circle can kill a lot of foot archers. Here we are, having a ride with the horse archers there. It's kind of like we're on our own horse there, riding with the horse archers ourselves. But pretty soon there will be, there you go, you see they're drawing their arrows now, and we'll start shooting into the enemy infantry there as they go into probably Canterbury Circle. Okay, where they can do a lot of damage there. Okay, so let's just pause the game for a second here. So let's say we're going to have to, I think both Aurelius and myself are going to have to rely on Crypto's well-armoured infantry here, because there's so many missile troops in those two Roman armies that we're facing that they will decimate our troops. Okay, Crypto will suffer a lot of casualties, but he has got well-armoured troops, where none of my troops have got armour, and I think Aurelius's troops are very lightly armoured there. So the missiles thrown from those two enemy armies would absolutely decimate our infantry before we could get even close to them. So both Aurelius and myself are going to have to be very tactical here when fighting two Roman armies with all those missile troops in. Those Plumbarteri, as they say, throw those metal tipped darts, and they got a long range on them too. So we're going to have to be very tactical here. At this stage of the battle, you can see that Crypto's using his eastern Roman archers there with their medium range, but they're well armoured against the eastern archers of Mantu's Roman army there as well. So there's a bit of an archer battle going on at the moment between these two. But as I say, if the Slavs bring those steppe archers over, that could be a real problem there for our archers. You can see Crypto here with his horse archers there shooting into the rear of those enemy cavalry, but now you can see one of the steppe horde archers coming in, you know, possibly the best archer in the game. Look at the damage that they're doing to these horse archers as their arrows are shooting in there. Look at the damage they've caused to these horse archers. Look at the dead there, all from that one unit. It just goes to show how good those steppe horde archers are. As I say, probably the best archers in the game. But you see, both Aurelius and myself keeping our infantry back here. As I say, we got to be very, very aware of the missiles that those enemy Roman troops can throw, and that's why Crypto's going to have to be the hard edge of our attack here. Okay, he's going to suffer casualties, but at least all his troops are heavily armoured, so they're not going to suffer as many casualties as we would. Okay, you can see here, I see Demon there was trying to chase off some of the horse archers with some of his cavalry there. As I say, horse archers in this game can be extremely effective and can be a real nuisance to the enemy troops there, because they're so difficult to kill, and most units are susceptible to archer damage here. As I say, you can see Mantu's archers here fighting with Crypto's archers. As I say, it's got the potential to be a really great battle, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, so as you can see here, Crypto's archers here have suffered a lot of casualties, because I believe that those Slav steppe archers have been moved into the battle fray as well here. So you can see a lot of Crypto's archers there have been taken out. Meanwhile here you can see that I think his demons moved his army forward there, and you can see here that Aurelius has charged his cavalry into the enemy cavalry here. Now I'm not sure why he did that, just charged in there like that, because I think he's charged into enemy infantry there, and he's up against those cataphractori, those equite cataphractori, plus you've got Demon's cavalry charging over here, plus he's fighting infantry as well. So to charge his cavalry into those kind of odds there, I mean, I presume he must have had a tactical reason to do that, but he's got a good chance of all his cavalry possibly being routed now. And there you can see most of his cavalry have been routed. You can see Crypto was bringing his cavalry over in to help, and then saw that Aurelius's cavalry has been routed there and pulled his cavalry back. So he did suffer a lot of casualties. Make no mistake though, that cavalry will rally, but that just unusual. They're charging the cavalry into those units there. But as I say, you can see Aurelius's infantry quite close to Demon's infantry now, so I'm thinking he may well look to charge in there rather than stand around and get shot to pieces by the Plumbarteri metal tipped darts that they throw there. Okay, let's just pause the game for a second here. Have a look at a possible tactical move here. So Aurelius has got 8 infantry. Now what I'm thinking is he's going to charge into the front of Demon's forward units there to pin and hold them. Okay, well possibly Crypto gets his equite cataphractori heavy cavalry maybe out onto that right flank, so Aurelius's infantry could pin and hold demons infantry, while those cataphractii smash into his flank, and we would have a really good chance of routing demons Roman army there if we do that. Okay, so that's a possible tactical move here for the team. As I say, Aurelius doesn't want to stand around there where he could be shot to pieces by those enemy Plumbartri troops. You can see Crypto there taking his Roman army forward. As I say, his troops with their well-armoured troops will be kind of the hard edge of our attack. They are going to be the ones that's going to be soaking up the enemy missiles there, because as I say, his troops are well-armoured. Our troops have got next to no armour on at all, and we would be absolutely devastated by enemy missile troops there. So I say, well done to Crypto there. Now look at those metal tipped darts. Look at the volume. It's actually raining metal tipped darts there, effective against armour as well. So they're going to be causing a lot of casualties there to both Roman armies there. Okay, but here you can see, as I say, it looks like Aurelius wants to be really aggressive. If you notice here, I brought my archers in front of his units there, so for my archers to soak up the darts. Those metal tipped darts from the enemy Plumbartri there, hopefully causing so they'll cause less casualties to his infantry before they can hit that demon's Roman army there. Okay, so that's why I've got my archers there to soak up the missiles there, and hopefully to allow Aurelius his full infantry there to smash into the forward units of demon's infantry. And here comes those Sarmatian infantry there, and bang, as they fall upon the forward units of Demon there, and he's charged his cavalry. You can see Aurelius is charging his cavalry in there as well, and bang, as that cavalry smashes in there. You can see I'm moving my infantry forward as well to support Aurelius's attack. Let's pause the game for a second here. So, as we said earlier, you can see that Crypto is bringing his Equitai Cataphractii heavy cavalry up here with a view, I think, to smash into the flank of Demon's engaged infantry. Now, with our infantry pinning and holding Demon's infantry, if we can get a really powerful cavalry charge into his flank, we've got a chance of routing his entire army there, I think. Okay, so my guess is here, Crypto's going to put his cavalry into wedge formation for more impact, more damage, more penetration, and then he's going to smash into the flank of Demons. There you are, into the flank of Demons engaged infantry. Right, you can see my chosen axemen, all my infantry charging there. Right, you can see Crypto's cavalry is now in wedge formation for more penetration, more impact. You can see his cavalry charging there, and bang, as he smashes in there. And look, he routed most of Demon's infantry on impact. Great tactical move there, I must say, by our team. That was a really smashing hit there. Right, let's pause the game for a second. So, that was a great hit by Crypto's cavalry there, and you can see both Aurelius's and my infantry were pinning and holding and charging in to the forward units of Demon there. Okay, and allowing Crypto's cavalry to smash into the flank there. And look, we've routed Demon's general and routed most of Demon's army there in one massive hit there of infantry and cavalry. So, if you don't mind me saying, I thought that was a nice tactical move by our team there. That's a really good hit there, really good combination, a well coordinated hit there as well. Okay, you can see the enemy of charging in their cavalry there, fighting Crypto's cavalry. You can see that my infantry are heading through my allies' cavalry to attack the enemy cavalry there. And you can see Aurelius has taken most of his Sarmatian infantry and cavalry on to Mantu's infantry there. Okay, but as you can see there, that was a massive cavalry and infantry attack there where we routed most Demons infantry. They will rally though. And here you can see a close-up of the fight in there. Remember, the purple are the enemy Cataphractii. The green Equitai Cataphractii and everything else there was our troops. Okay, so let's just pause the game for a second here. So you can see here that Barbararian tried to bring some of his cavalry units round to take our archers out, but I attacked them with my Burgundian lancers and my general cavalry unit there. We've managed to chase off those Slav cavalry, but remember, these archers probably the best archers in the game here, in close tight formation for more damage, more impact. They'll be shooting arrows into us all the time. Make no mistake, he will be getting good kills here from his archers. There, as I say, probably the best foot archers in the game. You've got some of Mantu's units there still ready to throw in against our ally Crypto's infantry there. But here, this could well be the make or break of the battle, this right flank of ours. Okay, Let's say I've got my berserkers activated. You can see the red glowing banners above them there. So they're going to be bringing a big fear factor, plus using those big double-handed swords against the enemy troops. But remember, these berserkers are not effective against armor. Okay, so they're not effective against armor, these berserkers. And as I say here, you can see Crypto's, a combination of Crypto's cavalry and my infantry at this particular part of the battlefield managed to rout the enemy cavalry. But look, you can see a lot of enemy units routing at the rear, rallying at the rear there, ready to come back into the fray. Okay, you can see my berserkers there with their red glowing banners there. You can see my cavalry charging in there, and bang, as I charge my Burgundian lancers and general unit into those Slav infantry there. See the impact, see how those cavalry are penetrating with that 10 cavalry bonus, 10 cavalry charge bonus there, straight into those troops. And you can see my infantry are now moving in there as well. So we've got our Sarmatian allies infantry and all my infantry charging in there, although a lot of the Sarmatian infantry have now been routed. Here you can see Demons cavalry charging into the flank of my engaged infantry, and bang, as I smash into the flank, as I say, of my engaged infantry there. You've got more cavalry rallying and coming back into the fray as well. Okay, let's just pause again for a second. Bad news for me. My general has just been taken out. Now we know that barbarian morale is not very good, so to lose my general could mean that my troops could look to mass rout. I've got enemy cavalry smashing into my flank. I've got enemy infantry attacking from the front here and from the flank as well. So my army there is being attacked on 3 sides there. Meanwhile, over here you can see Mantu possibly bringing some of his units in behind my engaged troops. You can see Crypto's been using his Equitoid Cataphractorite cavalry extremely well, fighting Mantu's infantry there. But as I say, here you can see the Slavs with, as I say, probably the best archers in the game being tactically moved around the battlefield there. And as I say, it wouldn't surprise me if Barbararian got some really good kills at the end of the battle here. You can see my archers here are shooting into the enemy, plus the Sarmatian archers here of Aurelius shooting into the enemy as well. So we've got our archers shooting into the enemy all the way through this battle. Okay, but here on our right flank could be the make or break of the battle here. Can you see Aurelius keeping his general out of the fray to still give morale bonus to his troops, but not to have that general unit fighting there? As I say, you can see my Alemanni troops here fighting the enemy troops. Look at this Demons cavalry really penetrating into my infantry. There was a massive cavalry hit there, and bang, they smash into my infantry. Routed some of my units on impact there, but you can see my berserker units there with their double-handed swords. Do you see that berserker unit just glowed? So he's just got a battlefield promotion there. Remember, when a unit does well in Barbarian Invasion or RTW, they get a battlefield promotion and they glow. But I've only got one berserker unit left now. The other one's been killed. Just pause again for a second here. Right, this is a nice attack here. You can see that Crypto's brought his Equitoid Clibanarii cavalry in from over there where he was fighting and smashing to the rear of enemy troops. He's routed Mantu's general there. That was a nice surgical hit. Make no mistake, that would have been a surgical hit there by Crypto's cavalry. And you can see my infantry still fighting there. As I say, got one berserker unit. You can see rallied infantry at the back. Remember, we routed most of Demon's infantry, but they are rallying and coming back into the fray. So as you can see here, my effective against armor axemen are doing well. As I say, I've got one berserker unit left here, killing a lot of enemy troops. There's a close-up of the fighting there. You can see the berserkers there. One of the berserkers has just gone down. I saw him just get killed there. But you can see some of my units starting to rout here under the pressure. Here's some enemy infantry getting round behind the flank of my fighting infantry. As I say, you can see here, Barclayman's got a couple of his cavalry units going to smash into the back of my engaged infantry here and into Aurelius' units here. But Aurelius here is keeping his general out of the fighting, but keeping his general close to give morale bonus to our troops. He knows my general's dead, so my troops be getting morale bonus from his general as well. Okay, so bang, as that cavalry unit went into the rear of one of my units there, routed one of my units on impact. You can see my army is shrinking here, where I'm losing so many men in this battle of attrition. But you can see that we're my axemen and effective against armor axemen and my night raiders there are gradually pushing their way through the enemy troops there. Plus, don't forget, we've got Crypto's cavalry fighting in there as well. I think that's the enemy general's just been taken out.
Now he can drink with his ancestors and watch his
So it looks like we're gradually punching a hole through the enemy infantry in front of us there, and you can see now we've managed to break through those enemy infantry that have been holding us up for so long. I mean, that was a real battle of attrition there between the enemy infantry and ours. But you can see we've managed to punch a hole through them now and routed most of those fighting units. Right, let's just pause the game for a second here. So, just want to show you how battle depleted my troops are. 11 men in that unit. Remember, these are 82-man units. 20 men in that unit. 18 men in that unit. 12 men in that unit. 34. That seems a lot, doesn't it? 4 men in that unit. 6 men in that unit. 18 men in that unit. And 10 men in that unit. So that just goes to show how attritional, how much of this was a real battle of attrition here. Just to show how many men I've got left, really. Like, if we look at the battlefield here, you can see this looks like a massive cavalry battle there. I think that's where those equitae cataphractii and the equitae clibanarii were fighting there. You can see loads of cataphracts dead there. If we look across the battlefield, you can see a lot of Roman cavalry dead there. And you can see that there's parts of the battlefield where you can see the fighting was very, very intense here. But it looks like at this stage that our team has managed to go on and win the battle. Here you can see was the most intense part of the fighting here. This particular part, as I say, I thought this would have been the make or break of the battle here. Whoever won there would probably go on to win the battle there. You still got Barclayman Step Raider archers, as I say, probably the best foot archers in the game, shooting into our troops. But now you can see that Crypto's now attacking with his heavy infantry there into these archers, and bang as they smash in there. So I wouldn't think these archers will last very long now. As I say, the archers are pretty good, solid archers there, but against heavy infantry here and good numbers of heavy infantry, I don't think these archers will last that long. As I say, Crypto will be finished. It wouldn't surprise me if Crypto gets some really good kills in this battle, because I noticed the way he was using his equitae clibanarii cavalry all around the battlefield, causing massive casualties to the enemy team there. So as I say, it wouldn't surprise me if Crypto got some really good kills here, and taking out all those archers as well will give him some extra kills as well. So as I say, I think he's done really well there. Okay, so first thing I'd like to say is really well played to everybody in the game there. Really well played, guys. Let's say it was an average victory. I would have put money on it being close, but it must have just edged up into average. Highest kills in the game, as we thought, Brotherhood member Crypto, 1,758 for a 3v3 game. I think that's pretty good kills there. Let's say you don't get that high kills in a 4v4, so to get that many kills in 3v3, well done. And well done to Barclayman with Slavs. As I say, we don't see the Slavs faction used very much, but 1,516 kills for him, and I bet his archers got most of those kills for him there. So I'd like to say really well done to Brother Member Man 2, got some good kills there, so well done to him there with his Roman army. Well done to Demon. Unfortunately for Demon, he got caught and kind of smashed on that flank with that coordinated infantry and cavalry attack, so he didn't get the kills that he wanted to there. Let's just say well done to Barclayman with the Slavs faction there, second highest kills in the game. So really well played, guys. That Alemanni army of mine did okay. Not great kills, but yeah, not too bad for a barbarian faction there, so not too bad. Say well done to Crypto there, highest kills in the game once again for a 3v3. I think that's great kills there, so well done to him with his Roman army. And well done to Aurelius, probably didn't get the kills that he wanted to there, but he did play well. So I hope you enjoyed this battle. Please leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and please leave a comment too. Always nice reading what you think.